Is it Christ-like? Is there a lot of Christmas in the
I
Christmas?
try to avoid the Christ-like ones because you could see them in the opposite, in the direct, if they're like, Paula from the big city, runs into Josh from the Old Testament. Paula, and you're like, oh, now I'm going to pass on that one. You can kind of smell out the biblical ones.
Right.
And I do a hard pass on those.
Hard pass. Remember Maria's whole joke about how they're always trying to sell you something and then it's a secret and it's church and it's like, it's a coffee shop. It's called The Rock. No, that's church. Is it like that?
Well, yeah, sometimes they sneak them in. I was watching one and I've written down the titles and description. This wasn't in it. But I'll tell you.
You have cards.
Oh, I have index cards prepared for this dorkdom.
Erin Foley, this could go longer than an hour. We don't know. We don't know. Go ahead.
Well, when the biblical ones sneak up on you sometimes, right? I forget what this one was called. Let's just say a rodeo Christmas. So we're in like small town country USA. And she comes it's her ex-boyfriend comes back into town and he's a country singer, right? But she's looking at this property that she wants to buy like off in the distance, and all of a sudden there's like whatever the biblical passage was.
There isn't a star over that.
I pulled the plug on minute 30. I actually had to go to bed. I'll go back. But they did a voiceover of, I think, the same passage as Charlie Brown, but not in a cute Linus way, like, lights, please. Not in that way. Which I've tried to memorize. But it was like a creepy older dude of like, then the Lord. And you're like, oh, come on. She's looking at a field, Wrap this up.
Right.
But yeah.
She's going to want a bathroom en suite.
It's just, they're so cheesy, but like I can't stop. But the Netflix editions have been fun because of the diversity.
Right. There's at least something else going on. I watched one the other night.
What did you see? What was the plot?
I was just in Colorado, so this is 3 weeks ago from when this goes up. But with Maria, they had a real nice TV. And Maria Bamford has been telling me about what she's been watching, which is 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, and she watches 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah. And something else about where you have pull the plug or don't pull the plug, but you better quick decide whether you want this house. Well, it has almost everything we want. It has 2 guest rooms and a mud room, but the back isn't landscaped. So whatever, she's watching some HGTV bullshit. And so I was like, people like these Hallmark movies. So I go on the Hallmark and it was genuinely super white. And it was there were 2 of them I watched. One was about a woman who used to love Christmas and then started a cookie company and she made cookies. And then the Nutcracker showed up. Did you hear about the Nutcracker guy?
Okay, Jackie, this is really crazy.
I've only seen the end of it, like the last 40 minutes.
Okay, it's called A Very Nutty Christmas.
Oh, is it really?
Now, the reason why I know this is Mary Foley. Mary Foley.
Your mother.
It's one of my favorite things to do on stage. It doesn't get old for me, but for the audience it does. I go, do you guys know Mary Foley? And everyone just kind of pauses. I go, my mother? Oh, God, it's just a timeless classic. And 28 million years I've been doing stand-up. So my mom, I'm in San Diego on Friday, and I call my parents, and they're always surprised where I am because I don't tell them anything because they panic.
Right.
So she goes, well, where are you? Like, I'm like, San Diego. It's fine. It's like 2 hours from LA. Oh, all right.
Too close to the border. Honey, too close.
Caravan. Are you part of the Caravan Network? Remember when that was news? So my mom, all right, so I talked to my mom, then I talked to my dad. And then and he goes, your mother's waving. Hold on. And then my mom comes back on, 82 years old, and she goes, okay, Erin, I'm on Lifetime. Or it was Lifetime.
It was Lifetime. It was Lifetime.
She goes, I'm on Lifetime. They started holiday movies now. They started a lot of them. Because we go on a deep dive as a family. My 2 sisters and Mary and Dick Foley, we will watch when we're all gathered.
Oh, your dad's in too.
Well, he can only stomach some of them, but he's a real cheeseball, like romantic at heart.
Sure.
So he'll take it and then sometimes he has to step out. But my mom, and I wrote this down, and you're literally describing, my mom gets on the phone, she goes, oh, Erin, I got a good one for you. And I go, what? She goes, okay, I'm watching Lifetime Holiday. She goes, there's this baker. She's great at baking. She's really stressed out because she just got an order for 1,000 Christmas cookies. And she's stressed, and her boyfriend's like, you don't have enough time for me. And they break up because she's too busy. And guess what? I go, what? She goes, her boyfriend's Santa Claus. I was like dying, and
he is the
swooped up by
town's
the Nutcracker at the
right.
end.
He's the town Santa Claus.